I am cognizant fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? For I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. Isaiah 63. Foolishness that cometh from Edom, with thy garments from Rawchaa. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in righteousness strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to say. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments mighty in the breath and wine that? I have pardoned the one alone, and of the people there was not with me. I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was no to help, and I wondered, for there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm bore salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his people with flames of fire. By fire, and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. And I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
Shalom to Collective Israel, to the whole Collective Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawashi. Yahawashi, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawashi. Gotta give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. To give double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, to be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. The judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slight. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. This Brother Isaiah, serving of the hopeful elect, come to serve the flock once again. Lord willing, to set upon to the flock. And we're going to deal with a couple topics today. Some things about China, which is Moab in the Bible, so-called Chinese. They're trying to make a new Bible. So we're going to put some precepts towards that. And then also, there was something that came up about Tupac. So I want to get in a little bit of that and some other various end-time topics. So Lord willing, to set upon to the flock. We're going to put in some precepts, kind of show the situation on what the Lord is doing in the earth once again. So Lord willing, to set upon to the flock and get right started. So, all right. So let me get over here and turn my little music down a little bit, so we can hear them talking on the video. All right. About 2 minutes. Go watch this and we're gonna put in some precepts.
Or at the age of 25, after being shot in a drive-by in Vegas, you're looking at some of that old footage here. Police have searched a home in connection to the murder of Tupac, a murder that's gone unsolved for nearly 30 years.
Start all the way back, Slovakia. It's making it difficult for me to do it. Hold on. All right. All right. Let's see if I can start it back.
It's been on for 20-something years, unsolved, but in Nevada.
For some reason, it won't let me
Start it now.
I already tried that, bro. I'm trying to do it. It won't let me for some reason. Keep starting it way up there. But we'll just read right here. It says Las Vegas police served a search warrant this week in connection with the more than a quarter-century-old unsolved slaying of the rap icon Tupac Shakur. We all, a lot of Jakes know Tupac, whatnot. Authorities said Tuesday police confirmed in a statement that a search warrant was served in Henderson on Monday as a part of an ongoing Tupac Shakur homicide investigation. We will have no further comment at this time. The statement concluded, right? So, what I really want to get into about this is, like they said, it's been going on for 25 years, but after all that time, whoever did it, the Lord is cracking down on people. You see what I'm saying? So people do things and they think that they're gonna get away with it, but the Lord can come back and get you all them years. You know, it's like the Lord can literally come at a time where you least expect it for something that you did all the way back in the past that you thought you got away with. See? I don't care about that, man. But you know, well, we know he's dead, okay? We see him get shot in the middle of the street. You know, it is what it is. You can say whatever, but he's not here. Okay? You know? So whatever people want to say, y'all ain't got no proof. We know one thing. He ain't making no more songs and he ain't alive from what we know. So they saying they looking for his killer, right? That's what we know. If you can prove he ain't dead, to get him to pull up at the house. If other than that, he's gone. Okay. People like surprise. Like, people like think Jay can't die or something. Jay can die. Okay. You can die here. Okay. You can get murdered in the middle of the street. Like he literally talked about all the satanic things that we weren't supposed to be doing as people. You know. Talk about fuck your bitch and fuck your mama and all other types of shit, but he can't die. Oh, he could die. So Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11, and really, it's not really even got nothing to do with Tupac. It's just something I wanted to bring up because it's showing that it don't matter how long you go without getting in trouble for something that you did. You know, if you don't repent, come back to the ways of Yahawashi, Lord come catch your ass way later and have your ass in some shit, and that's basically the point that I'm trying to put out. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set to do evil. Well, setting them to do evil. So you see, like I was saying, they didn't catch this guy, whoever it could have been, whoever's in connection. They didn't find out till 25 years later, so he probably was going on thinking he was done with that. But that's how the Lord is. He's going to come back and he's going to get all the wicked for the things they done. They thought they got away with that shit. He thought he got away with this shit. And he saw he didn't get away with everything that he did to us. He's not going to get away with it. So as I was saying, we're going to go to Luke chapter 12, verse 2. And it reads, for there is nothing, this Yahawashi speaking, for there is nothing covered. See, things is going to get found out eventually. That shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Everything is going to come to know. Whoever's supposed to be the elect in that day, because that's all going to matter. That's the only thing that's going to matter, because if you're not the elect, you're going to know. And, you're going to be terrified. This is going to be a very terrifying time for those who don't have the Lord with them. It's even going to be a terrifying time for us. That's why we're already scared. We're not saying we don't got no, it says not to have no fear, but we have that fear of the Lord. Like we're scared if we don't do what he says do, we're going to get caught up with those people that he is going to make afraid. You see? That's why we're supposed to present ourselves as men, There's a lot of people out here, the manhood has been watered down where people are not men about the situation that's coming ahead. A lot of them are trying to avoid that situation, you see what I'm saying? But it says also to be lowliness and humble and meek. Which why? Because we sinned against the Lord, that's why we're here. So we don't think highly of ourselves, but that don't mean that we be just some weak men. We're not gonna just let anybody just walk over us. We're gonna stand up as men, So Luke chapter 12, verse 3, it says, therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken, in darkness shall be heard in the light. So you think just because you're saying something about the elders and apostles' great millstone that's wrong and they ain't hear it, don't mean the Lord ain't taking account of that. And that's the whole point. Whatever's being thought or said about the men of the Lord is being accounted for. So you got to be careful how you think about the men of the Lord. If you're going to think about how you're going to help them. Think about how you're going to set a good example, to the people who are listening to you. Because there's going to be people who are seeking for this truth at the end of the day. It's like they are. And, another brother might get somebody to listen to their videos that wouldn't watch yours. And same vice versa. So we got to all be a part of a system you know, of Yahawashi and Yahawashi, to make sure it's just to glorify his name. You know, this is not for men. You know, we do this to make sure that the flock gets fed and understand the times that they're in so they can have faith, more faith. And it's the same way with us. You know, that's how we got built up, listening to the men before us who taught us how to be humble and not to use your position as a way to be a lord over people or power over people. This is not meant for that. This is meant for edification, so we can all come back as a people and humble ourselves before Yahawashi before he comes to destroys everything walking on the planet. You know, only a third of our people getting out of here, everything else is going to be dead. And whatever else is dead, and Esau was going into slavery, they're going to wish they was dead. So this is Luke chapter 12, verse 3. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in the closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetop. So that's why we're supposed to be doing what? Praying in private, praying for the brothers, praying for the aqua, you know, which is the women, you know, praying for all of the hopeful elect, you know, to be safe in this time. You know, for the Lord to guide us in the correct way, you know, because we all make mistakes, you know. So we want to make sure we stay in that fervent fear of the Lord, and know if we don't constantly ask him for his guidance, then, you know, we're going to fall astray. You can't just stop leading the sheep. You got to keep leading them on a daily basis. If you don't do that, they'll start wandering off and going everywhere else. So, anyways, this is Luke chapter 8, verse 17. And it reads, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. And that's what he's done. He's made all the secrets of the Bible made manifest unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And they have been teaching for the last 40 years. You know, some of us is waking up a year ago, some of us waking up last week, some of us woke up 10 years ago. But we all still are learning these things from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We can always learn something new. There ain't never a time where we, you know, can't learn something. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have the 100% truth, but there's still things to be learned, like what different words and meaning is to have a better understanding of things. But we know what's going to happen. We understand what our job is. We understand what we're supposed to do. And we understand what the Lord's about to do. We understand what's going to happen after, you know, all these secrets have been revealed. So neither anything hid that should not be known and come abroad, you know. But what's good about it is the third of our people, the elect, Lord willing, we part of that number, they're going to have their sins blotted out, and only their righteousness is going to be shown. So that's why we're trying to fight back with righteousness, because it says the days are evil. You know, it says you know, don't waste your time, you know, doing wicked things, because the days are evil right now, and we haven't been in it. You know, us that have been in truth that long, like me, you know, we got to put in, you know, a lot of work. Just same way with the elders and the apostles, they put in a lot of work, but how much more for us, the ones that are, oh shit. Slocky. Sorry about that. Slocky about that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, how much more for you know, the people who, you know, are new like me coming into the truth. You know, we got to really pay attention and make sure that we put ourselves in a position where, you know, we're humble and we're coming to the truth in a way where we're not trying to be leaders. We're trying to be followers. We're trying to follow in the footsteps of the men who are before us, which is, you know, our elders and apostles, you know. So that's why we don't have that mindset of, you know, we're as important. You know, we're important. We're not important. You know, we're not important. The elders and apostles been doing this before us. You know, we're just trying to come and finish the job. You know, they're leading the charge though. We're just coming to fill in the spaces. You know, I'm not saying that we're not important, but what I mean by not important is like, don't think too highly of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we messed up. Like, we here because we messed up. You know, so this is John chapter 1, verse 5. And it reads, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. So we out here doing this work, and we're showing the light of Yahawashi through these scriptures. But 2/3 of our people don't understand that. They just think that we just read You know, a lot of them don't understand really what we're doing. You know, they think like this is not that big of a deal, and some do. Some of our people that are still not all the way in the truth, they do and they're paying attention, but the majority of our people do not. And you know, some of them might come into the truth, but what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be in a way of humbleness and meekness, but not a pushover, and let them know this is what's going down. So we're not going to change that up. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 19. Try to make this as quick as possible. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19. Try not to keep it too long. Watch for everybody who comes across the video. Yahawashi Rawchaa Atham. You know, water for, you know, tuning in as always. So get back to this. You need me to fix something for you, bro?
No, ignore me. I'm in the background.
Ecclesiastes is good, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 19. And it reads, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man and considering the most secret parts. So you got a lot of people out here, you know, they're worried about what, you know, people around them think, other people, basically. But they're not considering the ways of the Lord and considering that he sees everything. You know, everything that we do right and wrong. And we got to take that into consideration and obey the Lord rather than men. Because men don't see everything. We don't see everything. But what we can see is the future through these precepts and through what the Lord is telling us to do. We're seeing that we're not going to fail if we do these things. You know, even if we don't make it out of here, we're going to succeed. It's still a victory towards death. Why? Because we're going to be risen back up and made immortal. Other people, they're going to die, they're going to be risen back up, and they're still going to be subject to death. You have the 16 nations in Esau, even so-called white men. They're still going to be subject to death. So we're still going to defeat that even if we don't make it on this side. But, you know, we pray that we make it on this side. That's why we're striving to do the work, and we're continuing to do our best to be an example to our people, you know, and not to act like we over them or nothing. You know, we just have the knowledge that the Lord gave us to perfect the ministry. That's it. You know? So this is Daniel chapter 2, verse 22. You know, that's the worst thing you could do is be a proud follower of Yahawah. Now, what I mean by proud is like think like you just so important, you know, like you ain't got no time for nobody, you know. You can't think like that because the Lord didn't even think like that when he came down here, you know. That's just something, you know, all of us got to keep in mind. So Daniel, that's the problem with our people, you know what I'm saying? Should have died too. Okay, so Daniel chapter. Okay, still on. Okay, so Daniel chapter 2, verse 22, and it reads, he revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. See? And it also says in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, he creates the light and the darkness. So he knows who killed Tupac. Some people say Tupac alive. What does it matter? The fact is that either way, the truth is everything is going to be revealed. So that's why there's no reason to look too deep into these things and try to even have any understanding. It doesn't even matter. Tupac ain't saving us. I'm not worried about Tupac. It's about showing the fact that it doesn't matter what you do. It's going to come to pass where it is found out. You know, and we want to be found doing righteous things. We want to be found changing the ways, changing our ways, you know. And as time goes on, sinning less. You don't just start to say, oh, I'm just perfectly, completely just great person. I don't sin at all. No, you just sin less. Start offending less. You're gonna fuck up. This is the whole point. It's the battle. You're gonna make mistakes, but sin less. That's the goal. Don't do as much fucked up shit as you was doing, and keep learning in the truth. The ones that are perfect are the ones that are battling the flesh. That's to the Lord. He said those men are perfect. He's making our consolation perfect through sufferings. And we understand that. So that makes us perfect. Why? Because we're doing what he said do. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like, this is a different understanding of what the world thinks perfect is. This is perfect to the Lord. He said perfect. You got a chance to be saved because you're doing it like this. You're doing it how I told you to do. Perfect. Just keep doing that. Keep fighting yourself and keep fighting the flesh, and don't let other people stir you from thinking this don't matter more than everything on the planet, man. Because if you're not doing this, then you're gonna get deleted. That's what's happening. That's what's happening in Israel right now. If you're a man of the Lord, and you claim to be a man of the Lord, or if you're not a man of the Lord and you're not doing this, either way, if you say you're a man of the Lord and you're not doing this, which is serving the Lord with all your heart, say with all your heart, which is all your mind, everything you got. If you're not doing that, it's going to come to a time where the Lord's going to get rid of you. Shit shut down. All right, Salakia. Salakia, I had a situation. My phone died for a second. I had to put on another charger. I guess it wasn't charging me good enough. Going back over here, like I was saying. You know, I don't want to get all talkative, Salakia. Now we're gonna go to Psalms chapter 119, verse 130. Verse 130. All right. And it reads, the entrance of thy words giveth light. See, so we don't even have light unless we have these words in us. It giveth understanding unto the simple. And that's what's so deep about this is simply complex. It's so simple. It's like too complex for our people to understand what they're supposed to do. See? And that's why 2/3 of our people don't get it. You know, they just don't understand. You know, this is what we're supposed to be doing on a regular basis. And this is talking about the ones who've heard the truth, they've listened to the truth, they've been in, learned the truth for years, have been in there for years, like people in IUIC and these other camps. And they still don't understand what the Lord's telling them to do. See, those kind of people, the Lord's not dealing with them. You know, He's not dealing with those kind of people. You know, and some of them could come back to the truth. You know, but if they're not in order of the governing body of Yahawashi, you know, by this point, you know, especially with the Barak and everything that's been so bluntly put out there, you know, it's a real hard chance. It's a real unlikely chance that they're gonna repent and convert. So this is Psalms chapter 37, verse 5. You know, they've already been convinced in their own mind that Great Millstone ain't the people of the Lord. You know, but you know, it's because the Lord ultimately doesn't want them. You know, so Psalms chapter 37, verse 5. And it reads, commit thy way unto the Lord. See thy ways, you know. Also trust in him, and he shall bring it to pass. See? So whatever we're hoping for in the Lord, he's already answered those prayers. We just have to endure that suffering for the time being until we get everything that we desire from the Lord, you know. And sometimes you'll think you want something, but you don't understand that's going to be what destroys you. So you want to be careful on what you did, because the mind said the mind is the heart, which is the mind is deceitful above all things. Who can know it, you know? So your mind can play tricks on you and make you think you need something, and you really don't need it, you know? But after you do it, you know, you realize, damn, I didn't even need that shit, man. You know what I mean? And that's how most Jakes are, you know, we'll think we need some shit, you know, just like, you know, how a lot of us was when we came in the truth, and before we came in the truth, we thought we needed some shit, and then it ended up working out, whatever we get, whatever we was wanting, and then realized, damn, we didn't even need that shit, man. It didn't come out to nothing. And that's the understanding that, you know, that the hopeful elect has. We have that understanding of, we know what we really need, you know? And if we try to do anything else, we don't feel fulfilled. We don't feel like, you know, we're making any progress in life, you know? So this is why we do this so much, because it's the only thing that makes us feel alive. We dead to this world. They already don't give a fuck about us. They say, you know, our people are 3/5 of a man. How much more you think they think about our woman? They don't think we nothing. You know, this is all we got to show that we have everything, you know? Well, it's going to be proven. Verse 6, he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday, which is talking about basically judgment day, you know? Whenever he comes to judge all the wicked, and he's going to come to judge the righteous too, and Lord willing, we're part of those righteous that get saved out of here. So now we're going to go to video 2 that Lord put the Spirit on me to deal with. It says, Alaskan man inadvertently films his own drowning on a glacial lake with helmet GoPro. So we'll read a little bit and then we're going to put in some precepts about it. An Alaska man inadvertently filmed his own drowning on a glacial lake with a GoPro camera mounted on his helmet, but authorities who recovered the camera have not yet found his body. Alaska State Troopers. Okay. Playing back. Okay. So like I said, Alaska State Troopers. There's the guy right there. He looked like a northern tribe. He looked like one of us, but we don't know. Anyways, Alaska State Troopers said teams will continue to search Mendal Lake for the body of Paul Rodriguez, 43, of Juneau. Troopers said a helmet would have carried. Trooper said a helmet with a camera attached into that was confirmed to have belonged to Rodriguez by recording on July 11 when his kayak overturned and he went into the river. Okay, so you know, if you're a person in the world, you would mainly think like, oh man, poor guy, you know what I mean? You know, but the way we look at it is like, is he serving the Lord? Is he out here doing the work of Yahawashi? Nope. So this is what the Lord thinks about it. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. You know, our people out here trying to live comfortably and do what they want to do, and they think there's nothing wrong with that. But our bodies were bought with a price. We came here to serve Yahawashi and be a servant. So if you're not serving as a servant, then what are you doing? You know, you're doing the opposite. You're serving yourself. That's why he said that their God is their own belly. See, people do things just to satisfy themselves. They don't think about others, and that's the problem with this earth. People don't think about other people no more. You know, and really what it means to actually care. You know, about your people. You know, this is our heritage. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? See? He just wanted to go out there and be in a kayak. He didn't want to listen to the words of the Lord. He got all the Lord's people out here, all his servants out here doing his work. He out there kayaking, right? Putting his little GoPro. And the scorners delight in their scorning. And fools hate knowledge. See? They hate knowledge. They don't want to do that. They'd rather go kayaking and stuff. But since they want to do that, we're going to see what happens. Verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. So since we have to turn when we get corrected, when the elders and apostles need to tell us we need to change our ways, we have to do that. And the Lord will do what? He'll open his words unto you if you're valuable to him, if you're worth something to him. He's like, I can use you. You know, we have to be usable for the Lord. It's not the other way around. The Lord don't need us. We need the Lord. Verse 24, because I have called and ye refused, and I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded how he stretched out his hand. To the brothers, the brotherhood, we've been now stretching out our hand trying to say, hey, you need to pay attention to Yahawashi, right? Then we're going to go to verse 25. But ye have set at not all my counsel. Who's the counsel? Counsel Great Millstone. And with none of my reproof. See? They ain't got no reproof. Verse 26. They didn't want to listen to the correction. So what did he say? I will laugh. I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. And that's what happened. That dude was probably terrified when he fell in there. You know? He was probably terrified, scared, didn't know what to do. But you know what the Lord did? He mocked him. He mocked him because why? Because he wasn't serving the Lord. Right? Verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. And what's that whirlwind? For the nuclear destruction. But he didn't even get to make it to nuclear destruction. He done damn died somewhere trying to kayak. When destruction and anguish come upon you. See? And this is what's happening to our people. He's judging the house of Israel, and all the men are supposed to be priests. And the ones that are not trying to take that obligation and understand that that's our obligation, the Lord's jacking them up, man. He's jacking them up. So this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. You know, I look at it like as any of us new brothers, we should not be trying to be leaders. We should be like, hey, I'm just trying to get through the door, okay? I'm just trying to, you know, be accepted by the brotherhood, okay? That's how we should be. You know, they're really the great men of the Lord, you know. But they don't even speak of themselves like that. You know, and I've been listening to a lot of different videos about people who've been mocking and scoffing Great Millstone the last couple of days, and they always approached it like not being in like a spirit of anger. Like they just come back and be like, well, we're gonna correct this and this and this. Like it was all for edification, you know. Like those are some real men of the Lord, man. They really do what they're supposed to do. And sometimes we get mad and we'll yell or whatever and stuff. But hey, man, we in hell, man. And our people don't get it. It's tough to be a prophet, man. Said they should wear out the saints. So sometimes we get mad. You can't just come at somebody and we teaching you, but then you want to ask all the questions and try to put all the you know, and I'm talking about, you know, us as the whole collective. I'm talking about like the ones who don't have no understanding at all of the Bible, trying to teach us. Like we didn't come here to learn. We came here to teach. You know, that's what we do the videos. You know, we want to learn. We do what? We go to our shepherds. So 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them. He probably thought he was straight with his little GoPro. He thought he was cool. Now he choking somewhere. Okay. As travail upon women with child, and they shall not escape. And he didn't escape. They still looking for his body. He didn't escape. And he up there with Yahawashi in his right mind now. But I bet you he knows. Hey, I messed up, man. I wasn't doing what the Lord told me to do. And that's how the Lord is. The Lord don't care if you get killed like this. He ain't gonna shed no tears. You out there enjoying your life while we out here suffering for Yahawashi. He's not gonna rock with that shit too much longer. People gonna start getting put to sleep, taking the flight, get put to death. So this is the next one, and this is actually something that's been going on since 2016, but it's being moved further. And this is showing the separation of American Babylon the Great. So California expands travel ban to more anti-LGBT states. Even the top Democrat tries to end it, right? So it's about, when you read it, it talks about Slovakia. I keep playing back and forth doing all that. So anyways, first like I said when I was coming back over here, it was talking about it's about 26 states. So if you're in California, you can't fly to these other 26 states because they don't like the LGBTQ. So that shows a big, you know who they are, that's the fruit roll-ups or whatever. I call them fruit roll-ups. Anyways, you know, they don't like, you know, the people don't like them. But I look at it like this. This brother made a good point, and he posted something, and it looked like kind of a little meme or something. But it was saying like, how you gonna expect me to like you if you don't even like who you used to be? See what I'm saying? So they trying to make it seem like we gotta show them respect and whatnot. And I'm like, y'all the one who took our rainbow and everything. That stuff was supposed to be stuff from the Lord to us. But we supposed to be cool with y'all? Nah, we ain't cool with y'all, man. That don't mean we just gonna put you to death or whatever. It says in the scriptures we're supposed to do that, but that's the Old Testament. We just tell you now you need to repent and you're gonna get killed. But you can't even repent unless you're Israel. You see? And that's the kind of attitude we're supposed to have. You know, because we deserve to have to go through this, to see this kind of wickedness. You know, but and through that wickedness, we learn how to be judges. We learn how to be righteous. We learn how to understand judgment. You can't understand righteous judgment without wickedness. So when our people always says, why do we go through all this? Why is there wickedness? Because it's a false balance. It's a combination to the Lord. There has to be, so we can understand what good is. You can't understand what good is if you don't have evil. So Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2, and this is what's happening right now in American Babylon the Great. And I was next one against next, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what they're doing right now. They're fighting against each other, you know, in many ways. Because you know how much money that is to say we're not going to fly 26 states, we're not flying nobody over there. So how much money you think they're losing doing that? They're losing a lot of money doing that. You know what I mean? And that's what's causing the economy to crash even more. You know, but this is the Lord making them fight each other. You know, so this is Mark chapter 3, verse 25. And it reads, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So we know that Satan against Satan is not going to stand. You know, that's Yahawashi speaking. I don't want to get too far into it. But yeah, he's basically saying a house divided against itself can't stand. That's why we know that 2/3 of our people are not part of the 1/3. They're not part of the elect. Because if they were, then we couldn't stand it. We all had to fall, just like we did last time. We all fell because a big part of Israel were wicked. You know, but the Lord said this time I'm coming back for the people who really believed him and died in their faith. You know, and some will have to die this time too. You know, so Matthew, but the ones who died in their faith last time that's supposed to die this time, they're gonna be brave and they're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be brave and they're gonna go through that again for the Lord. So Matthew said we slaughtered like sheep all the day long. You know, we ready to die for Yahawashi and Rawchaa here. You know, but you know, who wouldn't want to get saved? We want to get saved, but if it's His will to take us out, you know, for the edification of the ministry, you know, and for His glory, then so be it. So Matthew chapter 12, verse 25, and Yahawashi knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house is divided against itself shall not stand. So what's these people thinking that this place is going to get better? Who are these people thinking that this is going to work out? It's not going to work out. Okay, things is not going to work out here. This is Isaiah. (54) verse 15. And it reads, behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. That's what they're doing right now. They've gathered together, but not by the Lord, and they're even divided in that. So whosoever shall gather together against me shall fall for thy sake. See, they're not going to make it. They're all going to fall. You know, none of them are going to come through with whatever plans that they got against the children of Israel. You know, this is the last time that they're going to be even around to even think about doing something to Israel. They're going to get taken care of. So right now, they're also saying that it says active club hate groups are growing in the U.S. and making themselves seen, including in Oregon. So it says in late May, a group of young male neo-Nazis converged outside a bookstore, Bozeman, Montana, to protest a drag queen story hour. Later that day, they hit another similar event in Livingston, Montana. Second weekend in June, the troops targeted the Lewis County Pride Festival in Centralia, Washington. A week after that, the Red River Pride event in Lander, Wyoming. And following weekend, there was Oregon City Pride, not far from Portland. So they was just traveling around, like really beefing with these roll-ups. Okay? And they, you know, these are the same people. They don't like so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian Asians. We know that. They Esau Edom, and they out there deep, okay? And they're beefing, okay? All these people got guns, man. These people is gonna get violent, you know? So we know that a civil war is coming. We know that these types of things are gonna happen, you know? So we're gonna do Genesis. We're gonna go back a little bit and kind of show you where this comes from, why they have this hatred. You know, because like I said, it has to be a balance. Somebody got to hate something, you know, right? So like it says, Genesis 3:15, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, right? And between thy seed and her seed. And when it's talking about her seed, women can't carry seed. Because we look up that word seed, it means like offspring, sperm. So that's the man. When it talks about her, the woman is Israel. And Israel was named after Jacob. You know, Jacob's name was turned into Israel, right? So, like it says, it shall bruise thy head, thou shalt bruise his heel, right? Or yeah, it's talking about when it's talking about bruise his heel, that's talking about Jacob, and then the head is Esau. Okay, when bruise his head because he's going to be cut off, he's going to be completely destroyed. But Jacob, a third of them are going to be saved. So that's why I said bruise his heel. Only, you know, and that's the beginning of the prophecies, you know, of these things to play out. That's how we know this stuff is going to happen, because it's been written since it's been written to happen since the dawn of time. You know, so Genesis. And this is why it's got to happen right here. This this hatred, this ancient hatred is still here today. Okay, that's why they have that ancient, they just really hate us. They act like they don't, but they do. And this is why. Genesis chapter 27, verse 11. No, 27, verse 41. Right here. All right. Let me fix this. So, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, right? And Esau said in his heart, which is mine, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. See? So that's what he did. And that's what they do today. A lot of Jakes be getting killed by police. A lot of Jakes be killed by these racist bastards. See? And it's still like that today. And that's all the way back in the beginning. So this is Obadiah. Chapter 1, verse 10. It's only got one chapter. We're going to read verse 10. This is what's going to happen to him. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And that's what's happening. They're gaining this shame back. You know, that shame is coming upon them now. Like, damn, man. You know, because you know how Esau even is. He'll be like, we're brothers. We're brothers, brother. We're all the same. No, we not. That's why y'all gonna get cut off. Jacob ain't gonna get cut off forever. Y'all gonna get cut off. You know? So now we're gonna go to another article. One of them that I brought up about the Chinese Communist Party is rewriting the Bible. We're gonna show a little bit on how they're changing. So it says, as part of a push to synthesize religion, right? What does that word mean? What does synthesize mean? Synthesization, synthesification, or sensitization is a process in which non-Chinese societies or groups are, what does it say? Acculturated or assimilated into Chinese culture. So they're trying to take the Bible and they're basically trying to make a Moab Bible, right? What that means. So we're going to keep reading. And this is what they tried to do. Go back up. Continue reading. Let me see it. So the Chinese Communist Party has embarked on a 10-year project to rewrite the Bible, right? And other religious texts. In the Gospel, John, Yahawashi, this says Jesus, but that's not how he says his name is Yahawashi, famously confronts the accusers, a woman caught committing adultery, saying, let the one among you who is guiltless be the first to throw a stone at her. The chastened accusers slink away. And Yahawashi says to the woman, has no one condemned you? No one, sir. And he replied, neither do I condemn you, said Yahawashi. Go away, and from this moment sin no more. See? He said, look, I forgave you. Don't be sinning no more, you know? And that's how we're supposed to be. And of course, you know, we still make mistakes. But, you know, it's not like, in a sense where, like, we like that. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't like sinning against the Lord. We don't want to be caught up doing stuff like that against the Lord. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes some of us get weak and make mistakes. So, you know, I don't know who brother that's for. But, you know, there's a lot of brothers out there that's struggling still in sin. You know, so we don't want to make them feel like, you know what I'm saying? Don't let your sins weigh you down. Don't let your iniquities lift themselves up. So don't just keep sinning. You know, sin less and stop doing it. You know, fight the flesh. You know, that's the battle. So right, it says that's a story. You know, and it says it's a beautiful story of forgiveness and mercy, which it was. Now it says unless you are a CCP official, then it's a story of dissident challenging the authority of the state. That's what they're trying to say. A possible sneak preview of what a Bible with socialist characteristics might look like appeared in the Chinese University textbook in 2020. In the rewritten Gospel of John, expert ends not with mercy, but with Yahawashi himself stoning the adulterous woman to death. See what they're doing to the Bible? They literally flipped it. And we know what it says about people who flip the scriptures. So we're going to get over here, we're going to look into it. This is Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 46. And it reads, these are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord had made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. So how are they going to say they're going to make a Chinese Bible when it didn't say he didn't make the Bible for the children of Moab? He didn't say he made the Bible for the children of Moab. So they're going to change the whole Bible and make their own Bible? First off, that's showing they already going on. So this is Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus, which is the book of Barak, chapter 45, verse 17 in the Apocrypha. I always spell it wrong. Hold on. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 45, verse 17. He gave unto him his commandments and authority and statutes of judgments that he should teach Jacob. See, so we're the only ones who were taught the Bible. So they shouldn't be changing, right? The testimonies and inform Israel in his laws. See, they're not supposed to be doing none of that. See what I'm saying? They're not supposed to be doing none of that. This is Romans. But we're going to see what it says at the very end of the whole Bible, what it says to people who change it. I want to pull up a couple more precepts. Romans chapter 9, verse 3. And it reads, for I wish that myself were accursed from the Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, see, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants, both of them, and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High, which is Yahawah, and the promises, that they all went to Jacob. Nothing went to any other nation. All of them went to Israel. Verse 5, whose are the fathers and of whom as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came, which is Christ in Paleo-Hebrew, which means anointed one, who is over all, Most High, blessed forever, Amen, right? But then it says, not as though the word of the Most High had taken effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel, which is 2/3 of our people. They're not of Israel. They're of their own nation. You know, they believe that American Babylon the Great is not going to be destroyed. So that's just another one, just in Psalms. I like to pull up precepts in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, because there's a lot of people who try to say they only believe in the Old Testament. So I like to pull up some in the Old Testament, some in the New Testament, so you can see nothing's changed. The Lord's saying what he said the last time, and when it was in the Old Testament, he's saying it right now. Psalms chapter 81, verse 1. To the chief musician upon Gittith, a psalm of Asaph. Sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the God of Jacob, which is Yahawah. See? Verse 2. Take a psalm and bring it hither. The timbrel, and you know, it's like a song, a pleasant harp with the psalter, right? Verse 3. Blow up the trumpet and the new moon. See? What's the new moon? That's our Sabbath day. That's our holy days. You know, we just had a Shabbat on Monday. You know, Sunday, sundown, sundown on the 17th. So in the new moon and the time appointed on our solemn feast day, and I think it was Tuesday night, on our solemn feast day. See, that was all. This is all our customs. Verse 4. For this was the statute for Israel and the law of the Most High of Jacob. So why is Moab not writing the Bible? Because so the Lord can do this to him. So this is Revelations. I don't know why I usually go back and play it, but this is doing something else. So Revelation chapter 22, verse 18 and 19. This is what happens if you change the Bible. This is why the Lord got them doing it, so they can be judged. Revelation chapter 22, verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of this book, of the book of this prophecy. And see, that's why we don't take away or add. We teach it exactly the way that the Lord taught the brothers and apostles of Great Millstone to the T. Because when we don't do it like that, this is what's going to happen. If any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. See? He can take you all the way out of it. Verse 20. Oh, wait. Hold on. It's supposed to be verse 18. Right here. Or we're going to read back on. We're supposed to read this verse. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. So why are people getting the plagues right now? Why is the nations getting jacked up? Why are they going through all these plagues and COVID and all these damn hurricanes? Because they changed the book. They changed the Bible. And that's why people try to say, oh, well, it's written by the Crusades. Yeah, they changed it, but it's not their book. It's our book. And the Lord only gave us the revealing to understand it. You know, but he gave us leaders. You know, she said, it's an apostles of Great Millstone. It can't be IUIC and them. They say it's okay to smoke weed. They say it's okay to have sex with your woman on the Sabbath. It says keep that day sanctified. And it says if you have sex, it doesn't mean it's a sin, but it's saying you're unclean to the end of the night. You see, to the evening. You see? So that's why we don't do that kind of stuff. You know? You gotta wait a whole day just to do camp after you sleep with your woman. You know what I'm saying? It's the rules. You know? But they trying to change them upside down and all the way in and out. They're gonna get destroyed for that. So this is my last one. I just got a few precepts for it. Now he's partially right. He said Donald Trump Jr. says it will be the end of civilization if his father is charged over January 6th. Well, he's partially right about the end of civilization, but it has nothing to do with
change.
It has to do nothing.
Change, not charge.
It says charge. Anyways, so like I said, if his father is charged over January 6th, because they're trying to press charges on him for what he did. Okay? He told all the people to go storm the White House. They're trying to charge him for that. Okay? So, back over here. See? Charge.
Yeah, right. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
You could look at it right. I saw it when I was sitting there. I was like,
It's fine. It's fine.
you saw my face.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know. So it's all good. I didn't get you. That's what I said. So, anyways, come back over here.
Guys.
No problem. No problem.
Charged.
Not a big deal.
I'm not charged.
Not a big deal. You know. It's
Charged, not
Yeah, they're trying to charge him.
challenged.
Yeah, they're trying to charge him. He's on trial right now. So basically, what I'm saying is, this is the end of civilization. These are some of the things that will show us. So second, Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9. This is some people in the truth. We know this scripture very well. This is what it's talking about. So it says, for Esau is the end of the world. What does that mean? Esau is going to be ruled at the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. See? So we know that Jacob is about to be ruled. So that clock is almost up. And their civilization is going to be. He's just trying to say that because It's gonna happen. Okay. It's gonna shock everybody. He's gonna become president again. And that's what a lot of people in GMS believe. That's what we hope for, because he's on. And what does it say in Revelation chapter 20, verse 4? Some of us got to be beheaded for the truth. It's gotta happen.
Look at secret.
It's gotta happen.
You ever look at secret CIA agents? They look like the biggest dudes in the building.
But like I said, it doesn't matter. That's nothing to do with. That's nothing to do with the topic I was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
But like they look like the dudes who won't take you out.
I'm not. That doesn't even matter. Like, the Lord kills and destroys everything. The Lord kills and makes alive. So if anybody gets took out or killed, it's because Yahawashi. I'm not worried about what they're doing. That's nothing to do with me or the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to have. I'm trying to stick with
the lesson.
Yeah,
I'm quick. I'm asking questions.
Yeah, I know, but ask me in a second. Let me do a lesson, and I'll get it to you. I don't want to get off topic. I'm sorry, but you good. So 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. You got people watching. You got to be on topic, because I'm sorry. Filter in the scriptures through what is being said on the news. So sorry. It's okay.
Sorry to you. I'm sorry.
You don't gotta be sorry. You don't gotta be sorry all the time. It's okay. You just learn. It says keep thy foot when you enter into the Most High's, into the house of the Most High. This is like church. So you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to teach in a certain way. We don't try to talk about every topic. Especially stuff that doesn't really concern prophecy.
Don't step in.
What? Just because they might be buff or whatever, but what does that got to do with prophecy? That has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with anything. That's nothing to do with anything.
Buffering?
No, those people you're talking about. The question you asked about the CIA, like, that doesn't even matter. Like, it has nothing to do with prophecy. What they will do to us. We're sticking with the end of the world. This is what's happening. It's like the end is going to happen. Then people, it's going to turn into little women. You see what I'm saying? They're not going to be. They're going to be pointless. They're not a big deal. Okay. Yeah, they ain't talking about it. So 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord, Yahawashi will come as a thief in the night. So I'm not worried about what CIA doing. I'm worried about Yahawashi, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and its condensed ballistic missiles, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. See, fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So I'm not worried. The CIA is not going to do this. I'm worried about what I can do. Well, what you can do is learn, study, and if the Lord has called you to be, a teacher, start learning and take those notes and study and show yourself approved, and then start teaching. That's what we do. We're prophets. We're supposed to teach. It's our obligation to Israel. Yeah, we're supposed to teach our people what's going on, but we have to not let alone teach our people. We have to be a certain way. There are certain things that we have to do, because if we don't, then we're going to be the ones who are cast away because we're saying some stuff and not doing it. We have to be. We have to. We can't just be saying what we're doing something and not doing it. You got to be a man of our word.
You got to do this and that.
Yeah, we saying we serve Yahawashi. This is how you serve. Be his people. Be his father. So Revelation chapter 1 verse 3, and it reads, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." And this is how we keep these things. It's by constantly going over them on a daily basis through these precepts, through these articles. And of course, a lot of brothers do lessons without articles. They just usually teach, the scriptures. But that's because they have all the breakdowns. That's their purpose. They have all the breakdowns. We learn all the breakdowns from them. And us as younger brothers, we go in and filter in scriptures and other videos of other people doing, wicked things to reveal them. That's our job. We're supposed to go in and put that kind of stuff out there. So Revelation chapter 11, verse 18, and I'm not saying that's every young brother's job, but that's what I feel like the Lord put Spirit on me to do, or I wouldn't have been doing it. So Revelation chapter 11, verse 18, and it reads, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged. What's it mean by the dead? Because if they're going to be judged, that means they're not dead. That's talking about spiritually dead. And that shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets. See, the prophets came back at this time to receive their reward for what? Dying in faith with Yahawashi. When he was crucified on earth, all the prophets got killed, and there was many other people who followed the prophets who got killed that weren't even written in the Bible. I'm telling you, it was a lot of Israelites that got killed at this time. It was bad. It was a bad time for our people, you know. But it was the greatest time. Why? Because it was what's going to bring us salvation and our reward at this time. We do what he says, and to the saints. He says the prophets and to the saints. It's a big group of people. And then, but just, it's not big compared to the rest of the world. And them that fear thy name, see, the ones that fear, Lord, small and great, see. So even though we a small thing to the brotherhood, you know, we're not too big thing. We the young brothers, you know. We're not the leaders. We're not heading the charge. But you know, they never say that to us. They always say you're a big important part too. Why? Because you got to do what you're supposed to do and fulfill that measure, small and great, or this can't come to pass. So small and great, and shouldest thou destroy them which destroyed the earth. See? So he's going to destroy the earth, and he's going to save Israel. That's what it's all about. So I got one more precept, and I'm done. Lock you up for going a little bit too longer than I should have. Try to keep this short. 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 38. And it reads, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. And this is basically talking to, this is the time of, when you look at 2nd Ezra chapter 11 and 12, that's talking about an old Rome, okay? This is talking about American Babylon the Great, it's talking about old Rome. But this is what was said then. So, art not thou that it remainest of the 4 beasts? Who's the 4 beasts? Rome. 4th beast.
Where's your background?
The 4 beasts in the story of Daniel, chapter 2, he talks about a statue to Nebuchadnezzar, and the 4th beast is Rome. Who made Rome? Yes, it's the Roman Empire, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. See? And Rome basically destroyed itself at that time, right?
Wanted to go see Rome.
Why?
Always wanted to go see the.
Anyways, like I was saying, what he's saying is the same way that Rome destroyed itself last time, how Rome basically destroyed itself because in the year of the 4 emperors, you know, that they basically attacked their own people. They attacked Rome and blamed it on the Israelites, and then ransacked Israel 70 AD. And basically that's what was the start of the fall of their civilization. Now this time they've come back and this is the revived Roman Empire, and it's going to come through them this time as well. Because why? Because they're making all these mistakes, and they're also battling with themselves. They're against themselves, divided in American Babylon the Great, and they're also fighting Russia, which is the other Edomites, which we've seen in Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. I will set Egyptian against Egyptian. So that's what's going on, and that's basically what's happening. You know, again, it's happening all over again. So that was my lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indian Haitians, and foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. Got to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to us and apostles of great millstone. Led me to this truth. You've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elected to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, is be edifying those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment, it always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. And it's not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. It's not to a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. Water for tuning in. As always, you got my heart. You got my heart love. Water for everybody else you come across. How about your mouth? Water for tuning in. And always remember to have patience with your brothers. You know, especially the new brothers coming in. Always have patience. You know, and always have long suffering. You know, because these are the things that we want the Lord to have for us, because we make mistakes too. So we can't just always look at it like just because we came in the truth, that we can't, you know, keep a humble state of mind and make sure that we don't think too highly of ourselves. You know, that's what a lot of the elders and apostles have been talking about. Those are the things that we should focus on a regular basis. Why for tuning in. Shalom. Lord willing, we'll be able to serve Yahawashi yet another day. We make it through. Shalom.